KeyZ time.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the KeyZ Method. This is absolutely the best place for music creators, music producers, and my entrepreneurs. I'm Kris Keys, and today we're joined with a good friend of mine, an artist that I'm privileged to work with for several years, a traveling artist. You might have seen her touring around, but we're going to talk about everything that she does in the music industry and probably a little bit much more. But welcome to the KeyZ Method, the Songbird Jinda Harris.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Kris.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking the time. You know, we schedule, you got a lot going on, so I'm glad you even have the time to even come on today and looking lovely as always.
Thank you. Miracles make us. I'm just thanks.
There you go. So you have a nice fan base. I mean, you have people from, all around the world who follow you and that just love your music. And I was reading a little bit of your bio, and I've been working with you for a while, but I was reading that you come from a musical family growing up. I didn't know that you came from a musical family.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, because that was interesting.
Yeah. Again, just to say, I do come from a very diverse musical background. My uncle was the lead guitarist for Roger Troutman and Zapp, Aaron Blackman. He also co-wrote Computer Love. And also another cousin, Dale DeGroat, which is a member of the Zapp Band. And my cousin, Cindy Blackman, and she's known as Cindy Blackman Santana. She's married to Carlos Santana. And she's also was the lead drummer for Lenny Kravitz. So if you ever seen the "Are You Gonna Go My Way," that is actually her in the video. She's been his drummer for years and years. When they do come in town, we always get together. They give us VIP passes. We get to hang out in the back with them and just hang out and chill. We've been working on a collaboration, but you know how family is. They didn't really know because I'm a baby and they're older than I am. So they didn't really know the influence that they had on me until recently. So, yeah.
Interesting. So, I mean, the music bloodline runs warm in your veins, I could tell. So, did you know they was inspiring you growing up? I mean, did you know that you were, basically around legends? Your family, I mean, obviously they're legends too, because, so many drummers and musicians and writers are inspired by the music. Did you know that, or was it just, hey, I'm just around, having fun out here?
Both sides of my family actually I got the music influence from. My mom's side had all the musicians and the songwriters and things, but my dad's side had the singers. My dad sang. I mean, he sounded like Stevie Wonder. He can sound like Luther Vandross, and that's pretty much where I got my voice from. So growing up. Yeah,
around a lot of instruments, playing. I was saying, where did the singing side come
my
from?
dad's side. Mm-hmm.
Did it come from like in the church or jazz or a little bit of funk, blues?
No, my mom growing up, my mom said I've been singing since the age of 2. I used to sing every commercial that used to come on, and melody. And when I started learning words, I used to just mimic every sound that I heard. And she kept me. I mean, she kept me in all those little pageants because I was so shy. She would put me on the spot at all the family reunions, and I would shut my eyes real tight and sing. And she always bought me like keyboards and always just kept me in all the different musical functions. I performed in all the stage plays all through high school, all through middle school, learned a bunch of talent competitions when I was a kid. And later on in high school, I really, really knew I had something, especially when the choir teachers used to come to me and say, "Man, you got something, man." And I had this one choir teacher that's pretty much just stuck with me. And he kind of, even though I moved to another school, he made sure that the other choir teacher knew who she was getting. And later on I obtained a full 4-year scholarship for music and vocal technique from Morris Brown College in Decatur, Georgia. And I wanted to study opera. So I learned opera first, and which helped me with my range. And I actually wanted to be an opera singer before I actually wanted to sing R&B or anything else. So, yeah.
That's very interesting. I mean, I can hear it in your voice because you do have a unique sound when you can hit those high notes with ease. Did that come from your training of opera in college?
Yeah, I would have to say it did. One of the things, I'm a natural soprano, so one of the things that when I learned to sing opera in different languages, it helped me with my breathing, and it also helped me to execute and pinpoint those notes when it comes to the high or even the falsetto ranges. So yeah.
Look at you getting all scientific. Hey, that's a good thing, you know. So okay, so I talked to a lot of artists that kind of, you know, their background is growing up in the church, but they don't have the school background. You, on the other hand, you went to school. You know, you had a scholarship to go to school as well, right?
Yes.
All right. So somebody else saw your talent from high school. I just got to go back and say, first of all, I don't know any singers that are shy, but we're gonna give you being shy growing up. But you got your scholarship. Do you think that plays a big advantage? Obviously, help you with opera, but do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage for some people who are, you know, feel I need to go to school, or some people feel I don't need to go to school? I think both are good. It's not really a right or wrong answer. But what is your thing out there for anybody listening that maybe are on the verge? Hey, do I go to school? Do I want to do opera? Do I want to do?
Well, you know, I think you need to just find what's your niche. You know what I'm saying? No one can really tell you what you need to do in your life as far as what direction you need to go. Just stay firm to who you are. And what I did, I was like determined to be the first black opera singer, because there was none around 1998 that I knew of. But now there is a plethora of Black African American opera singers that's out there, and they're doing it. And I just, you know, I didn't finish. Now, one of the things I wish I did was to finish, but I had to take care of my children, and at the time I had one. Well, I had two. I had two sons, and I was newly married to the first husband, and I was not, you know, at home, and it was a conflict, so I didn't get to finish. But going back, of course, I wish I would have finished, because, you know, I could have been a professor of music by now. I could have been I could have been so many different things in different directions. But God had me, and He's where I'm supposed to be right now. So I'm really happy and fulfilled in that aspect. But what I would tell for somebody that is actually looking into feeling that they need to go to school to pursue a singing career, no, you don't. Because what God has for you is for you. There's people that haven't even completed high school, and Mary J. Blige, prime example. She didn't finish high school, she dropped out. Chante Moore didn't finish high school, she dropped out. No, I'm not saying to drop out of school, but what God has for you is for you. And if singing is your calling and it's what you're destined to do, it's gonna happen. So yeah.
Absolutely. You know, one of the common things that I'm finding out, or, you know, for people that watch the show, is a lot of the successful people that are musicians, or at least, I don't know, I mean, they just all say college isn't for them. I think we use the right side of our brain more. We're more of the creators. I think all of them, you know, we tried it, and I think the key thing is, and you said it as well, is you have to find what works for you. You know, one thing that works for somebody might not work as well for you.
Right.
You know, and sticking in there, really, really, I feel like college is good to get the science of things, so that's where you benefit. But not going to college and just getting out there, that's where you're going to get the feel, and also the experience. And you know, I think a lot of industries now, you know, I think NASA, they even hired their employees based off of not who had the highest degree, but who failed and bounced back off of adversity. So I think that's what you'll get not going to school. And so let's kind of jump into that, because you've done some other things by being on stage with some phenomenal national acts. I mean, Lauryn Hill, the Fugees, Montell Jordan. I mean,
Yeah.
probably some more people. I can't name it.
It's a whole bunch.
I mean, you can't go to school for that. I mean, so talk
Right.
experience.
I mean, 1998 was my year. I lived in Atlanta, Georgia. I was in a four girl group named S.U.G.A. And it was an acronym, and it meant soulfully, uniquely gifted artists. We specialize in acapella, so our harmonies were really tight. We were kind of patenting ourselves like a female version of Boyz II Men with our harmonies.
Those were the groups back in the 90s too.
Yeah. So we did all the Freakniks, the Sweet Auburns festivals, and we opened up for, like I said, Lauryn Hill, Faith Evans. We performed at Keith Sweat's club at the time. He had a club called The Industry in Atlanta. And we were with the independent label called Submersive Flight Entertainment, ran by KeyZ, which is still an artist. He's amazing, out of Atlanta. He does more of the acoustic neo-soul style, and he has a beautiful voice. But anywho, I was with the four-girl group, and we all had different styles. I'm still good friends with two of the females. Tiffany was one of the female vocalists in the group, and she's now a pastor, and she lives out of Atlanta, and she's married. And Monica, she's an author, and she's also a she speaks on music knowledge, and also she's just amazing what she does. Monica Brown, she's amazing. And Treese was another female vocalist, and she passed away out the group a couple years ago. So yeah, we were a 4-female group, and they were trying to shop us to LaFace at the time, and it was just a lot of. It was one thing. Well, just put it this way, it was an experience. I had to go through that to experience being in a female group, but I wouldn't change it, because I do have friendships with these young ladies, and it changed me. It showed me a lot of things at an early time of how the music industry can be, and to have a thicker skin. So yeah, I went through it in 1998. Great experience though.
I think that's the music industry. I mean, we all go through something, but it's like, man, it's always a good experience if you love it.
But
so go ahead.
But all in all, I mean, since then I've opened up for a plethora of people. I mean, I've been blessed to open up for Joe, Chante Moore, Marion Meadows, Ginuwine, Tank, RL. I mean, all these different people, Bobby Valentino, Jay Holiday, the list goes on. And I've opened up for a bunch, and I've sang behind the legendary Ollie Woodson of the Temptations. I did some shows with him. I was his background singer for a couple of years, and I learned a lot from him. Yeah, he was a when he was alive, may he rest in peace. He was very, very, I mean, he was a living legend. I mean, he performed with Michael Jackson, and he's the type of performer, he's a perfectionist. So if you're not singing that note right, and I sing high in the hemispheres, he can hit that same note and tell me where I need to be. If that musician's not playing that chord right, he will hop on their instrument and play it. I mean, he just was like, wow, it was just amazing just to be in the presence of a legend. Yeah.
I mean, so being around so many artists, all your life, I mean, is it something that you can see in him being a legend versus somebody else? Or is it something by being on the road or doing shows that you picked up on that be like, man, this is maybe what separates the men from the boys a little bit, so to speak?
But when you're around someone that you just immediately know, it's like a glow that they have about them already. It's like a standard a presence that they already have. When a person walks in the room and they have that it factor, you can definitely. And now I don't get starstruck because I've been around a lot of celebrities, so I don't get starstruck. But you just know that that person has that it factor. And it's just like, okay, as long as you're around that person, you're going to learn, you're going to grow. And you have to be able to grow. That's the only way you're going to be able to evolve in this industry. You definitely have to be able to grow and learn. Yeah, so.
Absolutely. So you was growing, you had the group. you know, you sang background for artists. I mean, so when did you transition and decide, hey, I want to do my own thing and start recording in the studio? Or did you do that later? Because I know you're recording now, so I guess that's what I'm transitioning to.
Yeah.
So when did you take on? Because that's totally different. I tell people all the time, like singing live is different from getting in the studio recording your own project. So like, yeah. So talk me through that process when you decided to do that.
Well, well, initially started, I tried to do it on my own. This is before I met my husband now, Howard. I was, I was single. So I was living in Houston and I was a part of a band called Too Laid Back. And I performed all over Houston. I mean, it's like everybody knew us. I mean, I did that for 6 years straight. And we were the top-notch band. I mean, we pretty much performed at all of the big corporate events and things of that nature. So I'm a live band singer first before a track singer, of course. But I would have to say I ventured out and I got my own band after I finished with living in Houston, of course, and I'd still perform with other bands, cover bands around. But when I got my own band, I think that really opened my eyes to like, hey, I need to record my stuff. So in 2001, I recorded a promotional CD, which were covers, not original. They were just covers for promotional uses only. The songs that people love to hear me sing when I perform, when I was at the shows. And then after that, move on. I just pretty much stopped and just focused on working, raised my kids. They graduated. And as time progressed, of course, me and my husband met. He didn't know I sung. And one night we were out karaoke and I got up there and I sang. His mouth was like wide open, like, oh my God. And this is like, we're dating. So he really didn't know, So he was like, man, you too good to just sing for fun. Let's do this for real. So he went out like the next day and he bought all this equipment and we got everything, speakers, all this stuff. And we ended up getting a band together and started performing all over. And then after that, that's when we got with you, Kris Keys. And we started, recording, of course. And you know what makes it so different? I'm not recording covers. I think that was a real, let me just put this is for people that might need to hear this. If you're out there and you're singing covers, it's so easy to fall into the hole of trying to duplicate the person you're singing and mimic the person you're singing. And I had to find all the years of me singing behind people and singing other people's songs. I had to find my own voice. I did not know how Jinda sound because Jinda can sound like Deborah Cox. Jinda can sound like Deniece Williams. But when somebody asked me, what do you think you sound like? Well, I don't even know. So it took for me to sing my own material and do my own songs to find my voice. So, yeah. So I wrote to the wise. You have to be yourself and you have to find your own voice because
You said that. I'm glad. I think a lot of artists do need to hear that because you do get caught up. Musicians as well. You start out and be like, hey, I want to create music or learn an instrument, learn how to sing so I can write my own songs, and then you get good. That's what happens. People want you to start being a part of this, and corporate want you to open for this, and artists want you to open for that, and you do get caught in that wave of just covering so many songs, and you get good at that to where it's, you start making a good living doing that.
And then after that, here comes the fear. When you have your music out, it works. If you go out there and kill them with what they know, right, they're gonna love it. But trying to go out here and kill them with something that's yours that they don't know, that is the killer right there. And that's what I'm going through right now. I mean, I'm performing my songs now. If you do see me live, of course, because even though they're playing on the radio, I still need to push my music, So that right there is the hardest thing to do because people can look at you, they love your voice, but they don't know the songs that can't vibe with you. But if you hit them with something that, oh, girl, that's my song. Oh my gosh. You know, one of the artists that wrote my song, I'm Tired and Sweeping It Under the Rug, Omar Cunningham. When he first heard me perform, I was singing Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, right? And you know, that song is like a woman's anthem. So after I performed that song, he tapped me on the shoulder. He said, you know what? You have an amazing voice, but can you answer this? Do you know if they're hollering and hooping over that song because of the song or because of how you delivered it? If it's not your song, you wouldn't even know. Right. So 2 days later, he sent me I'm Tired, and and we went from there. Yeah. So yeah.
That's a big transition because that, like you said, that's where the fear comes in, and that's where it starts taking guts. Mm-hmm. All right, do I want to really go through this transition? Because I think a lot of artists, they think, oh, like you said, people are hooping and hollering at this one show when I'm covering Deborah Cox or Michael Jackson.
That's my song.
And you pull out that song. Right. But I think as you grow, I think people are open to your music. They just don't know. It's like anything with change and just, a new type of food or a new season, and people have to, a new commercial, new product, people have to see it or hear it one or two times. And eventually, you've going through the process, and you are performing and recording your own original stuff now. And I think I'm seeing a transition or momentum of people following you and wanting your original stuff. How does that feel now that you've crossed over to the other side and now have people wanting your original stuff?
Man, it's just no feeling like it, because it's like giving birth to a baby, in the sense that you're anticipating the moment where you look out in the audience and people are like moving their mouth to your song because they've heard it on the radio and they know your music. And yeah, man, there's nothing like it. And then when people, hey, you can't leave without singing my song, girl. You got to sing The Man I Love. You got to sing that. I get that so much. That song, and shout out to you for producing such a beautiful song, The Man I Love. That song is like a wedding anthem. A lot of people want me to sing that at weddings, and they request that song because it's so beautiful. The words and the melody, all of that just fits and is suited. So a lot of women tell me on the show, you can't leave without singing that song. That's my song. So yeah, that's amazing.
You're definitely building a catalog of songs to, I think a good artist is shouldn't just be rated off, their performance, but also, their catalog speaks a lot of volume. If you have a song that can go for different situations, as an artist, your voice is an instrument. So if you're at a wedding, boom, I got this song. Hey, if I want to turn up at a club or a night scene, a little dance song, you got that songs. And speak about some of your songs. Like, your songs were nominated for some awards, I think, this past year, the past couple.
Yes. ZBT Awards, I was nominated in 3 categories: Best Female Vocalist, Best Artist on the Rise, and there was another category as well. And for the Underground Southern Soul Awards, I was nominated for 3 categories as well. I think they were on the same category. I didn't take it home, of course, but I'm fine with it. But it was just a pleasure and a privilege just to be nominated, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah. 3 years ago, I got Gender Hair's Day in the city of Houston, which I was very honored to have. This threw me off. I was at a show, and actually I was opening up for what is his name? Michael Collier, the comedian, at the show. So I was doing the show, and the mayor came and they gave me the proclamation of the city of Houston, and that was amazing. And that was a couple years ago. And since then, I've gotten a privilege to receive numerous awards from the city of Houston. I have one I'm looking on my wall. I have a certificate of recognition for Juneteenth from the city of Sunnyside in Houston. And I also have a couple I can't even read them because I'm looking on the wall, but I have been very privileged and very blessed to be just thought of in that capacity of such greatness. I mean, yeah, shout out to Oscar McGar and Sweets Entertainment and just everybody that has just been a very, very just a leader and a beacon in my career. I mean, they've definitely like had my back, and my husband, man, the support is just amazing with him. I mean, if you know, we've been at shows when me starting out, and I just had one person in the audience, and it was just my husband, and we just made it do what it do. But then that one turned to like 50, and then to 100, and to 200, and now, you know, even more. So I'm just blessed. It's all about stepping stones, stepping out on faith.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for the people who don't know your whole backstory, and I'm glad that's why we have these type of shows, is, I mean, a lot of you guys should be able to relate. Like, I've literally saw you when you was, I forgot if you was doing cosmetics or you was working somewhere. I met you guys.
Cosmetics, probably.
You know, and I had a mutual friend that introduced us, and he was like, "Hey, man, you gotta check out this girl, man. She can sing, man. This lady, she can sing." And I was like, "Man, I'm really not trying to take on any more artists right now. I'm just trying to focus on what I got." And he was like, "Man, dude, I'm inviting her over. You got to meet her." And you know, I just saw from then it was your voice that, you know, just attracted. I was like, "Man, there's something unique." You know, and that's what a producer always looks for, something different, you know, and you had that. And then on top of that, like you said, you had your partner in crime, your husband there. And he, you know, I think a month or two later, he was like, "You know what, man, we're going to do it, man. We're going to have to put this job to the side for a little bit. We're going to have to take it on full time and just give it 100%, that energy." And man, I'm telling you, like, from a year later, I just seen you go from that to, man, I had to text and call when I was like, hey, I need to come to the studio one day and sing. He's like, "Man, we in Mobile, we in Georgia. Man, you're all over the place." And that just shows, you know, for anybody out here watching, if you want it, you got to go get it. You know,
Definitely.
got to go get it. This is the music industry. This is where only the strong survive. And that's, you know, from young to old, male to female, artists, producers, videographers, engineers, you can see right now. And it's proof. Once you put in that work, the results will come. The results will
I'm going to plug this in real quick, okay?
You play that. I'm keep giving y'all a boost of this.
Yes.
These gems, but seriously, just a real shout out to Jinda and her whole team for just putting together plays and not giving up, and just, like you said, keep building those relationships. And
absolutely,
radio, you've had #1 songs, I think, on the charts or something. It's on the chart.
Yes, actually, The Man I Love was that one. Last year. It was #1 on the internet radio UK pop R&B charts. It went #1 in the UK.
Okay. Well,
The Man I Love.
Let me find out another #1 up there. Let me find out. Hey,
yeah,
that was a fun record. You know, I think that was the first record we did, or second. That
was the second. Yeah, that was the second, because we did Everything's All Right, and then we did that one. Everything All Right was like my first Southern Soul type of song. You know, it was like the entrance into Southern Soul. But you know, I don't deem myself as just I'm a soul R&B. I sing all genres. You know, but you know, Southern Soul is definitely been a blessing. It's a stepping stone for me to do what I love as far as singing goes. But yeah, I'm looking into getting to the studio again. And then you said something that was very, very great. You said when you first heard me, producer looks for the uniqueness in someone. You heard uniqueness in my voice, and it's kind of the same thing that a singer looks for in a producer. A singer wants that producer to bring out the best in them. One thing I like about you, Kris, when I'm singing in the studio, I've sung for producers, and it didn't sound right. And they're like, oh man, yeah, that sounds good. Oh yeah, I can mix and do this. Oh yeah. But then, they're doing all this stuff, doctoring up. No, you're the type, because you're a musician as well. And you're the type to be like, Jen, I'm happy you do that again. I know you can do it better than that. Let's do this. I love that. Because one thing I don't like around me is a group of people that are just yes people. I want people that's going to correct me when I'm wrong, let me know, and then it challenge me. I want a challenge, Right. I want a challenge. Yeah.
We're working. We're going to make sure we work in the studio. I tell all the time, like, no, I'll work when y'all gone, but while you here, you're going to work. We're going to sing that till it gets right. And yeah, I know sometimes, y'all be rolling y'all's eyes behind my back, but when it's over with, we all smiling and just man. And man, I'm proud of your work and just your growth in the studio as well. And you can hear it in the music, guys. And I'll drop some links below for you to check out her songs, her website, so you can check all that, and also her music video. I think she has a couple music videos.
Yeah, the newest one's hitting this Friday.
Wow, bam, there you go. Hey, so there you go. We'll it's Friday to watch the KeyZ Method, and it's Friday to watch her brand new music video. What's the name of the music video? Which one?
When you produced, it's called "Stepping in My High Heels."
Breaking news. Which one again?
It's "Stepping in My High Heels."
Oh, okay.
So that the music video is actually that's the one you mixed.
Okay.
The music video is coming out this Friday, and we shot 3 music videos, but we're shooting. One is coming out this Friday, and we're kind of waiting on the next 2 to come out. But we're going to be churning and burning in these. And I'll be working on some new stuff, some new album. So.
What you should? I didn't even know. Maybe was it out of town, or did you shoot it?
I shot it in Dallas. We were actually in
okay.
Yeah, some part of Dallas, man. It was kind of crazy when we was out there in Dallas, boy. Woo! It was around the time where they were having the Trump rallies, and we was downtown, and they were just coming there. Everybody was just Trump. I was like, no, the video.
It's part of the rally in the video, so.
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't put it in there. Yeah.
Man, this is so. I have one more question. I know you got had a long day, and so. But I have a question. So you have a teammate. I mean, your partnership with your husband, managing and just taking on some part of the responsibility and just allowing you to be an artist and to create and just to focus on your artistry, singing. So I mean, how has that helped, or what's the pros and cons of that? Because maybe there's somebody that, hey man, they want to get a manager, but maybe they want to try the family member. There's pros and cons for either way. But what's from your experience? What do you say to that?
I think the pros of it is being a female in the music industry. To have that strong foundation as far as my husband as my spouse and as managing me. I think that is 100% the best. Only because I've been single trying to do it, and it's never legit. It's always full of crap. You got these old snaky snakes around here and things like. I don't have to go through that. I don't have to go through a middle person. If a person wants to reach me, they go through my husband, and they can get to me. If they're legit, then we'll hear from them. If they're not, then you know what that was really about. So it's kind of, you can easily sift out the snakes when you have somebody that is sorry, your spouse that looks for your best interest. Yeah. Now, the cons, I would say the cons would be, if there is any, there's none. I wouldn't have, I don't have anything ill to say about it, because one thing my husband will tell me, if I'm not doing good on the show, he knows if I'm feeling it, I'm on or I'm not. So say for instance, I get off the stage and I'm like, I know I didn't do my best. He'll be the first. He said, baby, you didn't do your best tonight. What were you thinking? But in the sense that, you know, I like that. I can take constructive criticism. I can take, that makes me work harder. You know, if a person tells me, oh, baby, you didn't execute that note, I don't know what you were thinking. You forgot the words of your song. I was like, I sure did. Let me get my butt in this little sheet in and start rehearsing my own music. Because sometimes you just get really placed in doing the same thing over and over again, and you're stuck.
Right.
And yeah, I just really feel like, you know, with having your spouse is probably the best thing. And having a spouse is understanding. Now, there's performers out there and people that I know that have spouses that don't understand that you're an entertainer. But I don't have an issue at all like that. My husband understands I'm an entertainer, and he understands that this is my second job. And he is not a jealous man, no. But he's a man that's about me giving you the best show, and that we're about giving you the most professional show, being very tactful, and you pay for a service, we're going to give you the best service. So hey, who can ask for more? I mean, he has my back, my front, my side. I can't ask for no better spouse, you know, than my husband.
Yeah, and you know, just outside looking in, I think he's actually, you know, a good person you want to have in your corner, because he sees, you know, maybe where you're a little bit timid, and he sees, hey, you know, you can do this, and he kind of gives you a good, nice, encouraging push sometimes to step out there. Like I mentioned before, hey, you know, we're gonna figure out a way for you to spend less time on your job and spend more time getting on the road and performing and working on your act. And yeah, I think it's been a beautiful relationship. I'm glad you. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh, and another one more personal thing since we on that, you be posting these plates of food that just, oh my Lord. Tell me,
Yeah.
you just got a passion for cooking, and
I love cooking. I love cooking. You know, I gained so much weight from when we first got married. And it's mainly from my cooking, because I love to eat and I love to cook. And you'd be proud of my husband. He lost a lot of weight from diet and exercise. Well, actually exercising, because he's not dieting, but he looks really, really good. And he doesn't eat as much as he splits his portion with me. I love to cook. And one of these days, when I'm finished with this singing, I am going to open up my own restaurant. And it's going to be like a bistro. It's going to have a restaurant with the music, all of that. And all of my music, all of my food is going to be prepared the way I prepare it. And these pictures are not doctored. None of that. It tastes just as good as it looks, all my food. And I already have my little slogan for my chicken. You know, chicken tastes so good it makes you want to sing. You know, I mean, I can just visualize it all. And the name of my spot is going to be called Songbirds. And hey, I just really feel like, you know, it's going to happen one day. You hear him smacking over here. Oh,
he's smack.
Hold on a second, I lost you.
Wait a minute. Don't do me like that, Howard. Don't do me like that.
Yeah.
Like that, no.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh man, it's late over here. I gotta eat next. Hold on. Don't do me like that.
But you turn that gumbo pot off. Yeah.
I hear that. She's real caption. Hey, you turn that gumbo pot off. It's right right next to the collard greens. Well, man, yeah. I think I just love, you know, both of you guys' spirit, and it's been an honor and just a privilege. Not only just working, you know, having you on the show, but just working with you in the studio, outside of the studio. And I look forward to doing a lot more with you.
Definitely.
Tell everybody what you have coming up in the future, what you're working on, and where they can find all your whatever you have now, merch, song, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Well, you can find me on Instagram, the Lady Songbird Jinda. You can find me there. You can find me on Facebook. I have 2 pages, Jinda Harris, Jinda Harris. Also, you can go to the ladysongbird.com to book me. Also, look at my music videos. And coming soon, you're going to be able to shop Jinda. I've got the store coming. It's almost done. I have everything you can think of: aprons, masks, socks, lipstick, high heels. I got it all. It's all coming really, really soon. But you can look at it and get a sneak peek. The Lady Songbird Jinda.com, shop Jinda. All of my music is available on all digital platforms: Apple, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, you name it. I'm on everything. And if you like a hard copy, please IM me through Facebook. You can IM me. I'll send it out to the mail, cash out me the funds, and bam, you got your CD, and I will autograph it as well. And I might throw in a little gift for you as well for taking the time out and purchasing one of my CDs. Where I will be performing next. I have a show, what is today? This Saturday, I'm at Elgin's, Texas Third Coast Wings and Daiquiri. I will be there with Darren Jefferson and Lady V. Also, you can check me out the following pre-Valentine's. I will be at Y'all's Restaurant in Round Rock from 7 to 9. And then follow me over to Third Coast Wings and Daiquiri. Got another show. I'm going to be with Addicted Soul, Dave Bell, and myself, pre-Valentine's Day show. And then you can follow me again. I'll be back every other Saturday, Third Coast Wings and Daiquiri. Come check out your girl. I'm going to be there. Show starts at 8 o'clock. You can check me there. And if you're in the Atlanta area, I'll be there May 1st for a great show with Stacey Adams, Big Moochie, and Calvin Richardson, a whole slew of people. And then August, I'll be back in Atlanta again for the Radio Personality Award Show, where I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. So
that calendar is getting full, guys. I mean, definitely go to the website and look at all those dates again, and you know, find the date to go find these artists. And you know, if they're not on your radar, try to put them on your radar. And if you're a corporate guy, if you're getting married, or a corporate lady, if you want to support just an artist that has talent, Jinda is definitely on the top of my list of that I know. Hey guys, you know, I'm only bringing you guys quality people. So any of these artists are more than qualified. But if you want a nice, fine, classy performance that's 5-star, definitely look into booking Jinda this summer for your Christmas events, whatever you have going on. So it'll be a lot of fun, I promise you. She's a lot of fun on stage to watch. So.
Thank you. Oh, Chris, thank you so much for having me.
Definitely. Well, shout out to Jinda. And, you know, guys, if y'all watch this to the very end, make sure you definitely hit the like button, subscribe, and share with all of your friends. And we plan on seeing you guys at the tip top. Until the next.
That's right.
Y'all stay.
Be there. You too. Bye.
It's KeyZ time.